Okay, Hangouts is live. So we just need YouTube to catch up with me. Here we go. Yes, come on. There we go. All right, welcome live from the Crossroads of America, a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. If the audience has any questions, just put them in the chat and we will get to them, or email me at Rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. We are broadcasted on gun channels and YouTube. Normally, if you can't make it or wish to re-listen, the audio files for all my shows are on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher, and this one will be uploaded within 24 hours of it ending. I have a Patreon account. I also have spreadshirt.com, t-shirts, travel mugs, etc. Just it's under Rick's Life as I see it, or just type in Rick's Life or Spotted Rick, and it should come up. So let's see who we got in the chat. We've got we got Blind Shooter is there and here. So, and then we got Jason, Guitar Man Pete. Who else we got? Andrew Faulkner, Patrick. We're all there. Then we got Patrick is on gun channels too. Was that E Honda? And Sean Ponery is on gun channels right now. So we're doing good. And right now, I've only got a couple of guests showed up, but hopefully more will arrive as the show goes on. And my first one here is David, the Kingpin Bowling. How you doing?
Hey, Rick, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
No problem. I appreciate you being here. Then we got the Blind Shooter. How you doing?
Doing good, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Hopefully, it's hey, in the mail today, I got a whole box of swag from Clover Tech. I got all kinds of stuff, pens, these, what do you call them, lanyards or whatever you call them, mug holders, patches, stickers, all kinds of goodies in here. I haven't gone through them all yet, but I'm going to have some prizes for a while. Thank you, Clover Tech. I appreciate it. And I got a thing here from who'd this come from? A few patches and key ring and stuff from Gizzard Gary. Sent those to me. And I believe it's coming in the mail. I haven't got it yet. Oh, it's coming all the way from California. I got stuff coming from Alan Anchor. So
did you get a new
what was that?
Did you get a new chicken bucket from Gary? One of his new stickers?
I don't know. I don't know what he sent me. Maybe he sent me all his old stuff. I don't know. What have I got here? I just got his normal one. That's all right. Not a problem.
Yeah, he just came out with the new one. It's really cool. If you haven't seen it yet, you should check out his channel. It's the famous 3-letter word chicken place, but it's got Gary's logo on it. It's super cool.
Okay. All right. That is cool. So there we go. And I know I give away one of my stickers. Which actually I have these. One of my stickers here. I give those away every week in the prize pack. But I actually sold some this week. Because I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, I got them up for sale on my page here. If you look down in the description below, there's a link to PayPal. Buy them if you want any. But what I'm saying is, I get these. These are made by Alan Anchor. She does a great job. So, all right, let's get going here. So, gun-loving Grandpa Stanley's just joined us. Yeah, so, okay. my first thing on my list here, what was it? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. Now it could have changed since I read this. I think I read this. When was this? Yesterday or Thursday? That is it up in Utah? The Supreme Court has put a stay on the bump stock ban that's meant to start on Tuesday. They've given them until Friday, for their arguments in court to see whether the ban's going to go into effect or not. That's the last I heard. I hope to God that it gets overturned, that it's unconstitutional. I mean, really, how them rewriting in the description of a machine gun, which the original bill was passed by Congress in 1934, 1968, I believe it was. It had to be done through Congress. So how does the ATF have the right to rewrite it? That's totally illegal.
Executive orders.
Yeah. I mean, but he didn't actually do an executive order, did he? He didn't Trump just tell the Justice Department to make it happen?
I think you're right. Actually, I think that they just came up with the bill and he signed it. I don't think he did an executive order on that. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. So I think much as I'm trying to stand by Trump, I'm getting very disappointed in him lately. I really am. But I'm glad that on a slightly different note, nothing to do with guns, but the Mueller report's finally in, and he's been vindicated from what I can understand, that there was no conclusion or what's the other word I'm looking for? He interfered or whatever.
Obstruction.
So, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. So that's pretty cool on that side of it. But back to the bump stocks. I mean, that needs. I hope it doesn't go into effect. Personally, I don't think I'll see anybody. I don't believe anybody would turn any in. I shouldn't think so.
I mean, the only people that are going to turn them in are the ones that are scared, thinking that they're going to get a knock at the door at 2 a.m. from the SWAT team.
Yes, you're right. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't own one, but it's just wrong the way they went about doing it. If they want to ban them, then put it through. I mean, we know it would pass in the House now since it's a Democrat House. Would it pass through the Senate? I don't know. Maybe it will, because the way what's his name, Murphy from Connecticut. Well, oh man, what a doozy he is. And what's his name from Carolina, Lindsey Graham. That bipartisan red flag law bill that they're presenting, and the president's on board and the vice president's on board, and that one's going to be passing the law, which is a goddamn shame. We need to stop that as best as I don't think we can, but we need to goddamn try.
Well, what gets me on the whole bump stock thing is they want to ban the bump stocks themselves. I don't think they realize that any Tom, Dick, and Harry can just go online, look up photos, and build it to the best of their ability at home.
Yeah, but if you get caught, if they ban the bump stock and you get caught bump firing with your belt or bump firing with a rubber band or whatever else, they're going to bury you under the prison.
Yeah, but that's if you get caught. I mean, are the range officers going to report you?
Yeah, that goes back to your original point, the fear. You put, just like most people who drive down the street want to get to work faster, but they don't speed because of the potential of getting a ticket. And there's going to be people out there that are concerned about the potential of getting caught, and the fear will keep people from doing it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there. Yeah, Patrick in the chat here is saying Trump told the AG to make the bump stock machine guns through the ATF, and that's what happened. That's exactly what I was saying. He told them, let's make it happen, and it happened.
Well, there's...
and that's unconstitutional. It's just illegal.
I didn't get a chance to watch the video yet, but There's a guy out named Glock Shooter 79 that does a lot of videos and he does a lot of legal stuff. And he's been doing a lot of updates on the Gun Owners of America's lawsuit about the bump stock. And like I said, I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what happened. But the title was saying that the GOA's lawsuit was kind of turned down, like they're not going to let it go to court.
Yes, there was two. There was one by the GOA, then there was another one. The one in Utah was done by a different gun organization. That's the one that's got to stay on it. That's the last I heard, but I could be wrong. It could have changed since I read it. You know, but let's hope. You know, what was next? So my thing, do gun registry. I mean, how in the hell is that allowed to happen? I hope it doesn't, but you know, I mean, let's be honest. What little I know about guns and the gun world per se is you fill out a 4473, right? They claim, I mean, the FFL has to hold on to them for God knows how many years. Then they do a background check on you with the FBI, and they're meant to clear those files at the end of every week or end of every day, but do they? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there might not be an official registry of who's got guns and all this shit in this country, but I bet you they could come up with one pretty fast if they had to, with what information they already got. Or am I stretching there? Or am I doing Alex Jones here?
No, not at all, because computers are super, super efficient right now, and people who build computers are super, super smart right now. And all they got to do is write an algorithm that just searches the internet. So if you post a picture of your gun on Instagram, they know about it. If you post a video on YouTube or gun channels or GunStreamer or GunTube, they know about it. You know, and Edward Snowden already proved that they were already searching through all of our personal stuff. Not that we didn't know that already, but there's actual solid evidence that they're doing it. So to think that there's not already a form of registration happening, I think you're really closing your eyes and walking around. You know, it's a dangerous thing. No offense to the blind guys, but when I say that, but you know, they might not have every single gun that you own exactly serial numbered and wrote down and where you got them, but they've got a pretty good idea of the guns that you own.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If anybody wants to join the chat, if they go over to Gun Channels, I put the link in the chat room there to join the panel if anybody wants to. To me, I got more invitations out than there were spots on the panel. But so it's first come, first serve. I'm just throwing that out there. But you're right. I mean, good example. When I lived in Rhode Island, you had to apply for a blue card, is what they called it, through the government to be able to purchase a firearm. So they're not calling that registry, but they know everybody in the state who's bought a firearm because you had to get this blue card. You know, and in Illinois, with their card they have to be able to buy a firearm. So they technically got a registration already, as you were saying, you know.
Well, that's the same here in New York for the handgun licenses. Every time you buy a new gun, you have to go and get it registered with the New York Police Department. So they already have in their computer the make, model, serial number, and caliber, what you got.
Oh, yeah.
I had a gun that I bought from a friend of mine for 2 weeks, you know, testing it out and taking it apart and doing all that kind of stuff. And then in order to make it mine, me and him had to go to an FFL and give that guy my gun for a week. You know, so, I mean, I've already had it for a week. I haven't done anything with it. And in order for me to be safe and, getting lockstep with my Maryland overlords, I had to let somebody babysit my gun for a week. Then Wednesday, when the state police email me, they're going to say one of two things. You've been disapproved, or congratulations, you've not been disapproved. So you can go get your gun. So it's such a silly thing that I've already went through the training course. I've already got the license to purchase guns. What is this? Why do I have to keep getting a background check every single time I buy a gun?
Yeah, I mean that's a stupid ass way of going about it in Maryland. And I mean, what's the latest now? AOC and her grandfather Bernie Sanders. Um, they want to do the New Zealand semi-automatic ban here in the United States. I thought, and when you think about that, I know I'm totally going in a totally different direction, but it just came to my mind. I was thinking about this.
Well, they already came out and said right after the murders happened, they said that we want to model ourselves after New Zealand, but the New Zealand gun laws are kind of laxed. Which I don't know if you know anything about New Zealand's gun laws before this murder went down. They were pretty strict, and the United States people were saying that they're not strict enough.
Yeah, yeah. But also think about this, right? Now, I mean, as far as I know, New Zealand doesn't have any sort of like Second Amendment or firearm protection in their I don't know, is that constitution or their laws or whatever they have that
No,
makes
they
them a
don't.
country, right? So, but this happened. The prime minister gets on thing and says, "This is what we're going to do." They have the bill written in 6 days. That bill had to be sitting there ready to go. You know
No
what I'm
difference.
saying?
No difference than the March for Our Lives. That stupid thing that the school that will not be mentioned and the state that will not be mentioned put on. You're gonna tell me that a bunch of high school kids organized a rally in D.C. in a couple days
Oh
and
yeah,
had all kinds of picket signs and all kinds of support? No, that's stuff that they had waiting for something to pop up.
yeah, and that I think that's what New Zealand had too. They had it just sitting there. I mean, God forbid that it would happen, but if it ever did, they had it ready and they dusted something off, changed a few words in it to make it, you know, look 21st century, and popped it out. There's no way a country could do it that fast, unless it's by a dictator saying this is the way it is, and that's it. Boom, done. You know. But
I got to pop out for about 5 minutes. Well, I got to mute for about 5 minutes, Rick, so I'll be right back.
okay, no problem. We can do that. You know. But while we're on this subject, since I'm bouncing all over the place here, is a proposed bill in Missouri that, which, if you look at it from a pro-gun side, you think, "Oh man, that's great," right? But it says Missouri's got a proposed bill to ban all federal gun control laws. Now, that is illegal. I mean, I know there's states have they can do certain things, but I thought when it came to that sort of stuff, the federal law trumps the state law.
That's what I thought too. And when I was reading it, it made me wonder if that's the way they're going to go. Can they repeal the NFA then?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's a strange. I don't think it will pass, but if it did, I don't see how they can legally. But then again, hey, the federal government's getting away with it, and a bunch of other states are getting away with doing what in the hell they want without any recourse.
That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm all for any gun laws they can repeal, but at the same time, if they're going to repeal the NFA, that opens up Pandora's box for every other state.
Talking about that. I mean, we got to get some of these Second Amendment bills have to get picked up by the Supreme Court. Now, the one they've picked up for you guys there in New York, I mean, I hope it goes through and it comes out positive. But
we already got some good news on that.
But that, I mean, how does that help the rest of the United States?
Right now, the way we're looking at it is it's going to help the rest of the United States because as of 2019, you can't bring your handguns outside of the 5 boroughs of New York, which incorporates Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island County. So you're confined to only bringing your guns to those areas. If this law passes through the Supreme Court, you can bring your guns anywhere in the state and out of state.
Okay. I mean, so I could bring my guns into New York.
If we get this passed, then yeah, you guys could easily make the case, well, if New York City residents can bring their guns anywhere they like, why can't my state do it?
Yeah. Yeah. But isn't this just another? I understand what you're saying, but under federal law, we should be able to carry our gun. Well, you won't be able to carry them on you as and so carry, but under federal law, you should be able to go through New York with your guns, in a locked container, no bullet separated, whatever that law is, that federal law is for traveling across the United States. But like New Jersey and New York, they don't honor that law.
No, they don't, and they even go as far as to incarcerate their own law enforcement officers that are doing it.
Yeah, which is I don't know. It's and what you call it? The you guys there in New York, your illustrious governor. I mean, he is becoming tyrannical.
He really is, but it hasn't officially broken through all the gun news social media sites yet. But we had a small victory yesterday afternoon. Up until yesterday, it was illegal to own a stun gun or a taser here in New York State. But we got lucky, and one of the federal court judges said it was unconstitutional for them to allow that. So, as of yesterday afternoon, we can now legally own tasers and stun guns here in New York, which is pissing Governor Cuomo off, and I love it.
Well, hey, I'm glad it's pissing him off. He needs something shoved up his ass. But so that means, all right, you still can't carry a gun concealed, but you can carry one of those on you when you go out.
As of right now, we're not sure. We can legally own them now. We're just waiting on the full paperwork to be written up, whether we can carry them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
I'm back, Rick. Hey, I got a question for you, Blind Shooter.
Yo,
And,
what's up?
Obviously, you can answer it really vaguely because, Rick only does an hour show and it can be really complicated. But how vastly different are New York state laws and, say, New York City laws? Like, is there a difference, or if you're way out in Buffalo, is it the exact same rules as Manhattan?
No, they're two separate entities within themselves. The fee to get a handgun license in upstate New York is far less than that of New York City. Upstate New York, you don't need a permit to buy a rifle or a shotgun. It all goes on your pistol permit. But down here in the city, you have to have two separate permits, one for handguns, one for pistols, rifles, shotguns. So, and also the magazine limits vary depending on city and state. So here in the city, we can only have 10 rounds in the handgun, 5 rounds in the rifle shotgun, but upstate New York, it's 10 rounds in handgun and 10 rounds rifle shotgun.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because I know inside the actual Baltimore City limits, which really the Baltimore City itself, which is classified as the city, is really small, and especially in comparison to, say, New York or Chicago or any other Detroit. But when you cross over that borderline into what they consider Baltimore City, oh my goodness, the laws become absolutely draconian.
Yeah, and that's what makes it hard on a lot of the New York State residents because they want to come down here and use what they legally own, but because of the laws, they can't do it. Whereas we can go to certain state counties from the city.
I mean, it's I'm glad that what you call it that I left the Northeast up there. I really am. I mean, because some of the bills that are in Rhode Island State House right now, they've got they want to ban the AR-15. They want to get rid of because Rhode Island's one of the few states in New England that you were allowed to have the 30-round magazine. But that's in the House now to get rid of that. They're coming down hard also in Rhode Island with the concealed carry permit. You were allowed to carry on school grounds, right? They're getting rid of that now. They're trying to get rid of that now too. And unfortunately, being a Democratic-controlled House and Senate in the state government, I can't see them not passing. So I'm glad I'm out of there.
Rich White was talking about it, I think last night on Foul Territory, and he has in West Virginia you can carry on college campuses, but only civilians can do that. If a student or a faculty member is carrying, they're going to lose their job. Not too sure if he said they'd face prosecution or not, but you can be kicked out of school and you could definitely lose your job. And so if you live near a college campus, make sure that you know that, because if you're a student and you hear, oh, I can carry on college, and then you get caught, you're getting kicked out of school.
Yeah, and that's not good. It's not right. What was I listening to right now? Oh yeah, before a little while ago, I was listening to Guns and Gadgets podcasts from the other night when he had Liberty Doll on. They were talking about Massachusetts, right? They were actually talking Massachusetts. Believe it or not, if you got a carry permit, you can carry open in Massachusetts, but nobody does because of the having so many liberals and Democrats up there, snowflakes, picking up the phone, go, no, somebody's carrying a gun down the street. And some young cop who doesn't understand the rules comes flying in his car and pulls a gun on you, and all hell breaks loose.
Well, it's the same way in Pennsylvania. All the really cool gun shows that I go to are in Pennsylvania, because you can buy cooler stuff from a gun show in Pennsylvania than you can in Maryland. And I asked, Midnight and Black Cat and different stuff like that. And then the last time I was in Pennsylvania, I stopped at a gun show and talked to 3 different police officers, not security guards, but actual police officers. And they said for non-residents, it's legal to open carry in the state of Pennsylvania. But anytime somebody calls, we're coming. And that means if somebody calls at 10:05 and says, hey, this guy's got a gun, I'm coming, and me and you are going to have a talk. And at 10:06, if somebody calls, guess what? I'm coming back. At 10:07, guess what? I'm coming back. He said, we're going to come every single time and get right up in your face and talk to you about it, every single complaint. And they said, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's legal, but it's not worth it.
Yeah. But, like Pennsylvania. Is it Pennsylvania that's coming up with who's coming up with the gun registry? Is that Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it's Pittsburgh.
Where the
Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania has a bill in now, not just Pittsburgh.
Well, for $10 for every handgun or every firearm you have, and that's $10 per firearm per year, and you got to do a background check when you do this. And so theoretically, you bought this gun a year ago and you've done a background check, you passed. Or even if you bought this gun 6 months ago and you passed, now you go to the state trooper's office to register your gun and pay your $10, and you have to background check, and they decide, oh, you don't pass now. So they keep your gun that you passed and bought 6 months ago. That ain't right. Excuse my language.
That's one of the things that we got to be really careful about. It's easy to call Bernie Sanders an idiot. It's easy to call AOC and Beto, oh, they're stupid, they're morons, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, they do. These are seasoned professional politicians. Even AOC, I know she's been on the block for a week, but she knows what she's doing. And look at what they did to Michael Flynn. Michael Flynn was innocent. Only thing that he did that I disapprove of was he lied to Mike Pence. When Mike Pence asked him what was going on, he lied to Mike Pence, and I don't think he should have did that. I think that's wrong. But he pled guilty because he had to sell his house and his cars, and he had to mortgage whatever other house he had. They broke him down to where he was going to be a poor man, so he pled guilty. And that's exactly what these politicians are going to do. They're going to drain your pocket until you just can't afford to get into firearms.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. Yeah. So if somebody had quite a few guns, say they had a couple of hundred guns, and that's not far fetched for some people, you know. And say you have to pay $10 a gun, that's $200 a year just on that alone. You know. Then the other proposal that's coming, I don't know if it's been actually entered in yet, but they're talking about having an insurance for every firearm you own. You have to have an insurance policy for it.
That right there, that will be a huge nail in the coffin for the Second Amendment, because and this is all speculation. This is just coming off the top of my head. I have nothing to back it up except for gut feeling. They're not going to let private business open. Like Geico isn't going to give you firearm insurance. Allstate or Progressive, Flo is not going to be your firearm insurance agent.
Not.
They're going to make it a government regulated thing, and they're going to make insurance policies just like Obamacare. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Things will go down by $2,000, and the people who actually still pay for their insurance can't afford to pay for insurance anymore, and they can't even afford to use it anymore. And that's what the insurance will be like. It'll be such an outrageously high cost that you're just going to get rid of your guns.
Yeah. Hey, Black Cat, how's it going?
Not much. I was hearing PA bullshit, so I figured I'd stop in.
Am I right on what they were saying?
I was trying to get through on gun channels. Which one is this? Is this the registration bill?
Yeah, with $10 a firearm or some shit.
I think it's $686.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that just came out. We were talking about that on Caliber Corner a little bit this morning. That bill's not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
No, they introduce this kind of crap every year. Like, people don't realize what they introduce in this state every year unless you follow it. But that bill's not even like, it's kind of a combination of two older things that they tried to do with insurance and registration, except they changed the fee from before. So it ain't going anywhere. I don't see it going anywhere, but I wouldn't not contact your legislators about it, because I already have, but I don't see it as going anywhere. There are some bad ones that they're trying to sneak in and shit, and I think they're going after our state preemption law, and they're trying to slide a red flag law bill through. And I think they focus on these ones that are really terrible, so you don't pay attention to the ones that you're not thinking about a lot of times.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask David, though, where the hell did you talk to cops that told you they would harass you for open carrying?
At the Great American Outdoor Show, while I was waiting for midnight to show up. Three of them walked by, and I said, "Excuse me, officer, can I talk to you?" And I asked them about it, and they said that
open carried at the Great American Outdoor Show before.
Well, yeah, but you're a legal Pennsylvania resident. I was specifically talking to him about open carry for a non-resident, and they straight up said that it doesn't matter if 100 calls come in, we're going to respond 100 times.
Yeah, but they would do the same thing to a resident then, because they don't.
I think the point that the guy was trying to get across is, if you want me in your face all day long, then go ahead and do it. If you don't want to have to deal with me all day, then just don't. You know, but he definitely said it was 100% legal. Like, they're not going to confiscate, they're not going to arrest you, but they are going to come up and they're going to talk to you every single time. So I guess it's just a way to deter people from, you know, if you don't want to have to talk to cops every 5 minutes, then you're not going to open carry.
Okay, that doesn't usually happen anywhere in the
And-
state, except for maybe Philadelphia. You get harassed.
Yeah, most of the cops that I talk to, when I ask cops a lot of questions, especially here in Maryland, and I always ask more than just one, because the last thing I want to do is take Officer Johnson's word for it and him just be dead wrong.
Yeah.
I know. I just know I've open carried in Harrisburg. In fact, I'll be doing it at the rally on May 6th. I just wondering I don't know why the cops would tell you that. I mean, they actually had a training requirement for all police in the state, not a couple years ago because of open carry. I mean, they had to retake training to get the law straight.
Yeah, only thing I could think is they were just saying this is a deterrent. Like, you know, if you want to have an enjoyable day where you can just go about your day and do nothing, that's fine. But if somebody calls, we're coming. So, you know, they weren't being jerks about it. They were just saying, hey, man, if you don't want to hassle, then don't do it.
No, that's being a jerk. I'm sorry. That's completely overstepping their legal authority to say they're basically saying they're going to harass you for doing nothing illegal. They know it's legal. They're going to harass you for it.
Yeah,
I have a real problem with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes me want to just go walk around Harrisburg open carry next time I have a day off. It really does.
I think they were also using my lack of knowledge against me as well. You know, the fact that I had to take their word for it because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
But all three cops basically said word for word the same thing.
Well, from my experience in this state and any other state, the worst place to get advice on carrying a gun are police officers and gun shops. But
yeah, I mean, because some police officers are they're not pro-gun. They only carry a gun because that's what their job entails them to do. You know. I mean, I'm only going on an experience from Rhode Island. I mean, some of the cops we had in the town I lived in, that the only time that gun came out of the holster was when they had to qualify. Otherwise, they didn't use it, and they didn't believe anybody else should have a gun either.
Well, I just know I open carried almost exclusively for 2.5 years when we were having more awareness issues with open carry. And I never ran into any problems with the police in this area or Pittsburgh or even when I've gone to Harrisburg. So I don't know where those guys were. I just don't get their attitude. I thought that was kind of something that had gone away because I see people open carry all the time.
Well, maybe with that precinct they're in, that's their chief's policy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, Harrisburg's its own thing. I know it is, but
yeah, well,
most of the police I've dealt with in Harrisburg were the Capitol Police, which are different. But that's because you have to check a firearm in to go into our state capitol.
Yeah, that's like sorry, not to like hijack the show, but what are the gun shows like in Pennsylvania?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, we have gun shows here in New York, but it's like, you know, about maybe like 20 tables tops, and they all pretty much got the same thing. Is it worth driving to Pennsylvania?
Well, Oaks is going on right now, which is down by Philadelphia. That's, I want to say, over 1,000 tables. That's the biggest one in the state. Harrisburg, I was at Harrisburg when in December I was at Harrisburg. There was probably 500 tables. And I think Bloomsburg I was at a couple weeks ago was maybe like 200 tables.
Sounds to me like it's worth driving over to Pennsylvania there, Blanchard.
Right? Like, it's a lot better than the 20 tables we got that, you know, 15 tables all sell the same shit.
Yeah, I've been.
Whereabouts are you in New York?
I'm in New York City itself.
Oh, you're in. Oh, okay. Well, Philadelphia, you could make it to Oaks. I mean, Philadelphia's not that far, really. That's probably the biggest one is Oaks.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been to the Harrisburg gun show, and then the one that I go to mostly is the Gettysburg show, and it's considerably better than the ones in Maryland. But like I said, Maryland's got all the restrictions on what they can and can't sell, so a lot of people that got cool stuff don't even come to Maryland for the gun show because they can't sell quote unquote high capacity magazines or scary assault rifles.
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy machine guns at gun shows in PA as long as you want to do the wait through the NFA paperwork.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, guys, I was saying this the other day was it in the chat? Was it yesterday or the day before in the daytime chat? I have in the 3 years now that I've been into guns, I still have not ever been to a gun show.
Oh, you need to pop your cherry, Rick.
Yes, I need to get there. But I've been saying this. I moved here. Things are, I finally turned the corner on, basically, for lack of a better word, on financial stuff. So I'll be able to go out and about and do all that kind of shit now. For a couple of months here, I've had to save my pennies. You know what I'm saying?
You're closer to Tulsa now, so make your first gun show in November, Tulsa.
No. Tulsa, I was going to go to Tulsa, but the problem is I can't find anybody to take care of my cats. And it's not so bad. I can find somebody to come over and throw food down once a day. But the oldest one is a diabetic, and he has to have insulin shots twice a day. So it's I can't find anybody here to do that for me. When I used to go, if I went away for any time in Rhode Island, my cleaning lady would do it for me because she had a dog that was diabetic, so she knew how to do it. But my cousin next door doesn't like cats. She won't touch them, and nobody else, none of my other relatives want to do it either. So Tulsa's out for right now. I could board them, but time I boarded them and then everything else, that Tulsa trip becomes an expensive trip. So I don't want to do it, but I am going to the NRA show, which is the end of April, because that's only a 2-hour drive from me here in Indianapolis. So. But there is a gun show. I got to look it up. But there is a gun show coming up in a town about 15 miles from me. They hold one twice a year, and I got to find out. They hold one. I think it's in the springtime and in winter, and I think it's coming up. I don't think I missed it, so that's when I might be going. So, what else is going on, guys? Anything else you want to talk about real quick? I tell you what we were talking about before we went back onto Pennsylvania was that insurance they want to bring out per gun. And as you were saying, David, I agree with you. Because going back to our tyrannical governor of New York, blind shooter's buddy, so say that law passes. Right, and you have to have insurance for every weapon you have. Insurance companies are not going to insure you because just take New York for argument's sake, and the governor, he is there and actually threatened insurance companies and banks do not do business with anybody that does anything gun related. Because you will not be able to do business in New York if you do. Now, New York's a big, so like you were saying, progressive, Geico, those big two insurance companies right there. I mean, they're going to say, well, I'm not going to insure you because I don't want to lose the millions and millions and billions of dollars I make on insuring cars and all other house insurance on all other kinds of shit out in New York State. You know? So, I mean, it's going to be the point where you can buy a gun, you have to have insurance, but you can't get insurance for the gun. So, hey, look, guys, we haven't touched your Second Amendment. It's still there. But
Well, they also, insurance companies all work on risk analysis. If you're a skydiver and I'm a guy who sits at my house and never leaves, well, my insurance is going to be, my life insurance and health insurance is going to be cheaper than a skydiver or a sword swallower. So your 1022 is going to cost this much, and then your AR-15 is going to be increasingly higher because it's a much more dangerous, scary weapon.
Yeah. Hold on, man. I'm just typing something in the chat here.
How y'all doing today?
What's up,
Hey,
Alaska?
Alaska, how you doing?
Hey, Alaska.
I'm all right. Just got off work. How y'all? What time did this chat start, Rick?
It started at 3 p.m. Eastern.
That's it's 11:45 here, so it's been going on for about 45 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm late.
I'll keep on going. I'll go past the hour if
Yeah.
we're still talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did y'all hear about that Illinois thing yesterday, where the judge in Deerfield, Illinois, said their assault weapons ban is illegal and you can't do it? Did y'all hear about that?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, that town or whatever you call it in Deerfield, Illinois, was saying they were going to ban AR-15s or assault rifles, and if you were caught with one, it would be $1,000 a day fine. And it got overturned in the court.
Yep. So that's a win right there. It's a small one, but especially for Illinois. I mean, come on, that's a big win for them.
Right, I was going to say, because Illinois is pretty anti-gun. Like, I'm surprised they got that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was pretty. I mean, they are pretty anti-gun. But look, I mean, they've got. I mean, what was it? 5-6 years ago, you couldn't carry a gun. They got concealed carry now. So I mean, it is. I mean, the most from what I've heard from a few people who live in Illinois, it's mainly the big pocket of Chicago and that area where the biggest. That's where the big sort of snowflakes are who control everything. But the rest of the state are pretty gun friendly.
So there's some good judges out there. Hopefully Trump gets to elect a lot more judges before he leaves office. That would help us a lot,
Oh yeah, it would. Oh, Patrick saying on my insurance thing, bullshit. That's unconstitutional. Absolutely is. But I was saying this earlier in the chat. I mean, some of these states are doing stuff that's so unconstitutional, but they're getting away with it. Nobody's stopping them. It seems that no matter what we do, we can't stop and do this unconstitutional. But just because it's unconstitutional doesn't mean they're not going to do it. If they can get away with it, I mean, the Supreme Court, this case they picked up would be the first one, in 10, 11 years? A Midnight Range in the chat is trying to turn it to a food chat. I know what I'm having for dinner today or lunch after the show. Well, actually, it's a late lunch, early dinner. I'm having hamburgers, and actually, I might put some cheddar cheese on them at this today.
That's what you had last time, Rick, when I was on the show. Hamburgers on regular bread.
That's right. But today it might be a cheeseburger on regular bread. I tell you, I can eat hamburgers every day. It doesn't bother me. I love eating hamburgers. I can eat them all day.
You know what I miss the most about the lower 48s? I was born and raised in Kentucky. What I miss the most is White Castles. All we have here is the little frozen crappy ones, and they taste nothing like White Castle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
I don't think there's one White Castle in the whole state of PA. The last time I had White Castle, I had to be in New Jersey to get it, which that's just not worth it for White Castle to go to New Jersey.
No.
God, I love White Castles though, especially like 2, 3 in the morning after you've been drinking. I can eat 20 of those damn things.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't. Is there any? I'm assuming there'll be a. Where's? I mean, because I'm the closest. As I said, Louisville. It's only about 45-minute drive from me in Kentucky.
Yeah.
There's a
Well,
White Castle there.
oh yeah, Louisville. There's a lot of White Castles.
I might have to drive down there and get one. You know.
When I lived in Louisville, Jeffersonville, Indiana was like a 5-minute drive right across the bridge, and New Albany and Clarksville was all nothing more than 15-minute drive away. Because I used to go to the Riverboat Casino all the time over there in Indiana when I lived there.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I got to duck out, Rick. I just got home from work here. I get
no problem. I appreciate you stopping by.
All right, thanks, Rick. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
See you, Black Hat.
Yeah.
See you later, David. See you, Hoskin. See you, Delcam.
Take it easy, Black Hat.
See you later, Black Hat.
So, how are things up in Alaska?
Same old, expensive as hell, but it's home.
Yeah, it's expensive, but they say it's a nice place to live.
Juneau's not. Juneau. Okay, so when I moved here back in 2003, there was 2 Subways, 2 McDonald's, and that was it. Since then, 1 McDonald's has shut down, and so we have 2 Subways. That's the only, and 1 McDonald's. So that's the only fast food restaurants we have here.
And you don't even have a Walmart anymore.
Not no more. There was a Kmart before I moved here. Then that building turned into Walmart. It was there for about 5 years, and it shut down. Which I really miss Walmart. I don't care what people say about Walmart. I loved Walmart, man. I got the best deal on any gun ever from Walmart when I was here. So we have a Fred Meyer's, which is, Kroger's, but it's like a superstore. It sells clothes, electronics, everything. But,
Oh, Ohio 45 just told me Evansville has a White Castle. So, yeah, Evansville's not too far from me either. So, there we go. Talking about burgers again. Actually, Sliders is what White Castle is, So, the pork.
Oh, yeah. You know what else I miss, too, about being up here? It's certain types of sodas. Like, I used to drink Big Red all the time. There's no Big Red here. Do y'all know Big Red, the soda?
Yeah, I know. I've heard of them.
Yep, they don't have those here. Man, it's just a lot they don't have here. In my part, Yeah. But it is what it is.
The pork is everywhere. Yeah, I'm in Indiana. Pork is everywhere. I live in a little town called Snellville. There may be 200 people here, if that. The closest big town to me is a town called Jasper. In Jasper, Indiana. It's where the actual our new state senator beat Donnelly. He comes from Jasper. So that's where I'm at. That's the closest big town to me. So, and we got a Walmart in Jasper. So, they call it a, it's a super Walmart because that's what most Walmarts are today. Except down in Florida, they have smaller ones still, I believe. But the actual Walmart that we had where I lived in Rhode Island was bigger. Hey, you get what you get. So that's life. But back to me. I'm only have cheeseburgers today, and with sharp cheddar cheese on them, because I'm not into American cheese. Unless if I went and bought a sort of like a breakfast bacon and egg and cheese on a croissant or whatever, yeah, then I would eat it. But American cheese is 2 molecules short of plastic.
I'm not a big cheese fan unless it's like Swiss cheese or one of the white cheeses, maybe provolone, something like that.
Howdy, guys.
Hey,
Tony, what's up?
What's up, Tony?
Good to see
Nada,
you.
man.
What'd you do? Go home?
No, I'm here. I brought my microphone over here to use on the computer here.
Okay.
So you may hear a lot of kid in the background.
Well, that's all right. Oh, Midnight Range goes, American cheese is great, you commie bastard.
Yeah, they probably hate Velveeta too.
I don't like it. You know, now, I'm more like Lou. Hey, I mean, I got over 200 subscribers now, and I'm more likely to lose over half of them with about what I'm going to say. Right? I absolutely detest macaroni and cheese.
You communist.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love macaroni and cheese.
Now, I
Depends
tell you
on
what,
which.
you sir, I mean, it normally what I would say if people serve me up stuff I don't like or don't care for, I will normally eat it. But I mean, I would never buy it or cook it myself. But if somebody served stuff up to me, I would eat it. But you serve me up macaroni and cheese. Sorry, I'm going to have to be rude and tell you I ain't having it. I just don't like it.
Most cheese
Have you
that you
even-
buy. Go ahead, Tony.
I was going to say, have you ever tried Kraft Deluxe macaroni and cheese?
I've tried all kinds of macaroni cheese. Homemade, store, restaurant, boxed, you name it, I've tried them all. And I don't.
You're a real commie bastard, ain't you?
Yeah. You know, that's right.
My
Most
kids love
cheese.
macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese are big kids. The kids love macaroni and cheese.
Oh, macaroni. Midnight Range is going, you hate mac and cheese. Nice knowing you, Rick. Having a nice life.
Most cheese, if you look at the label when you buy it from your grocery store, it says cheese product. You know, so it's not like you were talking about 2 molecules away from being plastic. That's why they can't put it's, sliced American cheese on the label. They have to put cheese product on the label because it's not really cheese.
It's even farther away than that with Velveeta because it's spreadable cheese product.
I'll tell y'all the best cheese, okay? I'm 41 years old, and when I was younger, when I was probably 7, 8 years old when I lived in Kentucky, my grandfather used to buy people from our block, people that got welfare and food stamp stuff. They used to get these big blocks of government cheese. My grandfather used to buy it from those people. And that, I swear, was the best cheese I've ever tasted.
That was a 5-pound brick of basically fairly mild cheddar.
And it was good.
It was, yeah.
I'm just
You eat about
chat here.
2 of those blocks at one setting, and you're done with cheese for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We used to have a cheese slicer.
Patrick
see
says
cheese
I'm
and
a commie
tomato
bastard, go back
sandwiches.
to England. Yeah. I tell you what, I do lost half of my subscribers. I'm going to lose the other half now. Is a great English dish: beans on toast.
God, that
Depends.
sounds disgusting.
Depends on the beans.
know? Just normal can of baked beans.
Rick, you do live in America,
Get
right?
baked toast, put some butter on it, heat up the baked beans, pour the baked beans on the toast.
Now, see, I have done beans like regular ham and beans over a stack of butter bread. No toast, just butter bread.
No, I love apple pie, Ohio. Sorry, I'm just answering the people in the chat here.
Apple pie is one of the things I can do without that's quintessentially American.
Now, be honest with you, my favorite pie, this is why I'm so fat. My favorite pie is pecan pie. I absolutely love it. You
Mine's
know?
lemon meringue.
So,
And I have actually made one from scratch in my youth, but I would have to relearn how. It's been so damn long since I made meringue, it ain't funny.
yeah. Somebody in the chat, going back to cheese, was talking about Stilton cheese. That's okay. It's too strong. I mean, I find it very strong. I don't like it.
I found
I
at
do it.
Walmart,
You know,
I found at Walmart a couple of times back that we went in and got groceries that they had extra sharp cheddar. Now, I really like that.
I like extra sharp cheddar. I love sharp cheddar cheeses. I really do.
Me too, and the extra sharp's just more of a good thing.
You know, absolutely. To me, the sharper it is, the better it is.
Did you
I'm
watch
gonna have to
all
make
of
some
Man,
grilled cheese
I love
now.
a full English breakfast. Oh yeah, you can't beat that. Bacon, eggs, sausage, tomatoes. Oh yeah.
Did you watch that
Mushrooms.
whole
Go
Did
on.
you watch that whole World War II farm series?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Why?
Well, there was a segment there on how they made cheese,
Oh yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was really unappealing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. You're right. Oh, hell, it's 4 o'clock and I ain't done my answer to my quiz from last week. Jesus. Yeah, now that was I said I added some, where is it here? The prize, I mean the prize was a good it was my sticker, Clover Tech sticker, some other stickers. I got a bunch of stickers here. There was a
And
flag patch, but the main deal was the Tears Against the Wall patch and a sticker as well.
you know,
Another sticker
in free
here
America,
just fell on the floor.
it's 3 o'clock. I'll have you know.
What?
I said in free America, it's 3 o'clock, 2 after now.
It's only 12 o'clock where I'm at, Tony.
Yeah. Well, you're as they say here in Indiana, you're on slow time. You know, but half of Indiana's on slow time too. So
You are on left coast time, or maybe a little
yeah,
past.
yeah. Well, anyway, this is the prizes. All right. I mean, really, that the Chair Against the Wall patch is the main prize in this. And if you go, oh yeah, and I got my little trading card in there, but that's the prize. And the question was, hang on, let me put my thing back together here. My box for shipping. There we go. See, even when I send my prizes, I do them priority mail. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, you sent me one of your stickers, Rick. Those are really nice stickers. I swear, those are like the coolest stickers that any gun channel.
Okay, the question was in the movie John Wick 2, the Bowery King, is that how you pronounce it? Boweri, gave John Wick a gun, and I wanted to know what it was. It was a Kimber 1911 45 ACP. It was the Kimber Warrior, was the correct answer. And I think I had 7 entries, and all of them were correct. And so let me go to my handy little picker here. They're all in there. Let me hit the draw now button. It's right. My computer's running slow, so you have to bear with me here. Come on. Yeah, I mean, this is how bad it's got. There we go. Guitar Man Pete is the winner of that fabulous prize. So there you go. See, you said, give me the patch. There you go, Guitar Man Pete. You actually won it. So
What kind of guitar?
What? What'd you say, Tony?
I said, what kind of a guitar?
I don't know. You know, okay, since it's 4 o'clock, I'll go ahead and do my one for this week. And man, I got a good what we got here? I got an ATI thing here, a Second Amendment sticker there. What we got in here? I got that's a patch. It's got a B on it. I don't know what it stands for. But as a patch, I've got this star patch. And, of course, my sticker, business card. Actually, I've only got about 3 of these left. My little trading card. G-Webs gave those to me, so I don't know if he's got any more. I have to send him a message to see if he has. So anyway, so that's the prize for this week. So you got 2 patches and a bunch of stickers and stuff. And I said I got that big. As I said earlier, I don't know if everybody heard me. I got this humongous. I call it. Well, it's not humongous, but this box full of nothing but swag from CloverTech to give away. Thank you, CloverTech. So, all right. The question for this week. It's email only now. So don't go be putting the answer in the chat like some people do. Right? Now, this is from the John Wayne movie, The Alamo, in 1960. Right? What I want to know is the character played by Richard Widmark, which was Jim Bowie or Bowie, however you wish to pronounce it. Right? He carried a gun. And I want to know what the make and the caliber. I mean, it had the name of the gun and the caliber. So there you go. I mean, it was the only clue I'm going to give you. It was a strange gun. So you're going to have to look that one up. So there you go. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And have them in by lunchtime or 12 Eastern time next Saturday.
I don't know if you can see the chat or not, Tony, but the poor conservative wants to know what kind of guitar do you want because he builds guitars.
But I don't want any. I was just asking Pete what guitar he had.
Any of you guys seen that? Sorry, Tony, go ahead.
The arthritis in my shoulders prevents me from playing. It stopped me really 8 or 9 years ago.
So have any of you guys seen? Oh, sorry, Tony.
No, you're all right. Go ahead.
Any of y'all? I watched a movie the other day on Netflix. Have any of y'all seen The Hateful Eight? It's got.
I haven't.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a really good movie, except for, I mean, there's a lot of profanity by Samuel L. Jackson. I can't stand that bastard, but it's a pretty good movie. But when Kurt Russell smashes that guitar, he actually smashed like the real 150-year-old guitar by accident. Did you know about that, Kingpin?
No,
Yeah, if you go back and watch that scene where he smashes that guitar, the woman, she looks offset and is like, that's a real reaction they left in the movie.
I heard that. Now that you mention it,
check that out. It's a really good movie. But that scene, she's like, whoa, 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 and that's her real reaction. And they say Kurt Russell felt really bad about it afterwards. And the museum that lent him the guitar said they would never lend out another guitar for any movie.
Well, pretty much anything can be freaking fixed. So,
not this guitar. He smashed it pretty good. Like you got a lot of patience and super glue if you're gonna fix this one.
Actually,
I mean, I still own probably 13 guitars, but I don't hardly ever play them. I'll diddle around a little bit now and then, but it's not enough to get another guitar by any means.
I tried to pick up the guitar when I was younger. I just didn't have the patience. I didn't want to sit there and, I don't know. I had a guitar amp and everything. For about a month, I tried to get into it, and I had a teacher and everything. I couldn't do it.
I know what you mean. I felt the same way. I tried it too. But talking about smashing guitars and stuff, now this is going to show you how old I am. back in the early 60s at a country fair in Uxbridge, Middlesex. I know exactly what I could only have been, oh, hell, I don't even think I was 10 years old. I don't even think I was that. Okay, it was before the band The Who became famous. They played at this country fair, and even before they became famous, they smashed their guitars even then. Because I remember them doing it at this country fair. That's how. I mean, that's how I remember them saying it. I remember them doing that like it was only yesterday. And
he didn't.
It had to be 50 years ago. You know?
He didn't substitute cheapy lookalikes for Smash. Neither. He smashed the real damn thing too.
Oh yeah. I mean, he done it in this country fair before they even made it to the big time. You know, it wasn't. I mean, maybe it was 6 months later they sort of hit the big time sort of time. They more like had a record deal when they were playing that at the country fair, but they hadn't actually hit, the top 40 charts or whatever. But I just thought I'd put a trivial out there for you guys. So, I've seen a lot in my life. It's made
Yeah,
a lot.
And now you heard another chapter, and Rick is really flipping old.
Yeah, yeah. I'm up there. I must admit. I mean, my body's telling me I'm up there, and everything else. But inside my head, I don't feel that old. So.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Until I try to move.
Oh, absolutely. But you were talking about arthritis and giving up the guitar. I mean, I have it's an arthritis. I have a hell of a. I can't even raise my hand higher than that because of the arthritis. I can feel the arthritis starting. It's practically seized up my joints. It's that bad. So, don't get old, guys. Don't get old. Live hard, live fast, and if you die young, good for you. Oh, you don't want to be old and miserable like me.
You said.
Do what?
Nothing. I'm yelling at the kids.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But anyway, I gone way off topic here. So, do we got anything else to talk about? We covered politics.
Somehow, have you got your black powder gun yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, evidently I have.
Yeah, but have you shot it yet?
No, it ain't here yet.
Oh, you ordered another one?
I had emailed that I ordered one a couple days ago from Sportsman's Guide. I think one of my grandchildren were fiddling around with the computer and accidentally clicked buy now.
Yeah.
So I've got a 1858 headed this way.
Well, they could have accidentally ordered a lot worse than that, Tony.
Well, I think, I was looking at the thing and seeing how their forepay lined up, with my budget. And I think I left that screen up when I went to bed. And I think when I let them get on to play Minecraft, that was up and it got clicked.
Can you send it back?
Nah, I ain't worried about it.
Oh, okay. No, I just, I don't know.
I was going to get one anyway.
I know. I mean, and I plan on getting one, but it's like everything else. Money's starting to flow again now. I still got bills to pay and shit, but money's starting to. There's a lot more available cash, But I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to push the button.
Well, with that forepay, $400 gun costs you $125 down and $100 a month for 4 months. So as long as you, like in my case, spread it out far enough that you don't have to pay 2 payments in one pay period, it ain't hard to deal with.
Oh yeah, I know. But I mean, I got myself, you know, younger years. I got into trouble, got myself out of it. You know, then through all my drinking, I got myself into trouble again. Barely crawled out of that. Living in Rhode Island the last couple of years, and getting this, falling over at work, getting hurt, and getting disability. I fell into a hole again, and I'm slowly climbing out of that one again now. So that's what I'm saying. I got spare cash right now, but I'm afraid to hit the button because I don't want some disaster to happen. Then I'm thinking, shit, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hell, what are you? 2 weeks from next payday?
Yeah, I know.
You could wait until two weeks until next payday, then you're clear.
Yeah, you're right. So I am going to get it. I am going to get it. But then the all the other stuff you need, right? So
well, see that was one thing. That this one doesn't need any different stuff from the one I already got, so I don't have to buy all the accoutrements with it.
Yeah, that's it. I got to buy all the stuff to go with it. That for the actual reload, which is, as you said, once you've got it, then you're good to go. All you got to buy is powder and balls after that, and caps. So, Grand Man says I'll be 66 in 1 month. Well, you are an old motherfucker. I ain't that old yet.
I'm gonna bail out of here, man. I'm gonna bail out of here. It's getting really noisy here.
Now, see, I've got my.
All right, Tony. Have a good one, brother.
Now, Grand Man, I've got my red, white, and blue card already.
See you later, Tony.
See you, Tony. Because I've been disabled for 2 years, and after 2 years, you automatically qualify for Medicare. So I've already got that card. So there we go. Ohio 45's just ordered a new shotgun today. Oh, talking about shotguns and shit. Guys, I went shooting the other day. I went shooting this week. First time down at the conservation club that I belong to.
Congratulations.
I took my steel target down there. I took the old 45 ACP with me, my carry gun. I'm still carrying it, Took me about 2 magazines to, get back to what I was doing. Then I was hitting the target, and then I was hitting my steel target, not every goddamn time, but I was getting damn close. I shot this, then I shot my Maverick 88 12 gauge shotgun. It's the security model because it's only got an 18.5-inch barrel. But I've got to get one of those pads for the. It has a little tiny rubber pad on it at the end of the stock, but it's useless. I got to get me another one because in my old age and my arthritis in my shoulders here, oh man. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I shot maybe. I don't know. I took maybe 15, 16 shots with the damn thing. I mean, it was no problem. But later that night when I got home and the next day, I could barely lift my arm up. It hurt that bad. Then I also shot my M&P 1522. Now, I only had 2 magazines with me, 25-round magazines. I forgot to bring 22s with me. I packed shotgun shells. I packed 45 ACPs, but I forgot to pack. I had the 2 loaded magazines, and I forgot to put 22s in my bag. So I just shot those 2. But, I mean, shooting a 22 is fun. It really is. There's no kick to it or anything. I mean, it was just fun just popping them off.
That's how it was first time I ever shot a slug out of a shotgun, man. I wasn't expecting it to be, that like that. Shotgun slugs ain't no joke. But I tell you the smooth. So I've owned several guns throughout my life, but the smoothest 9mm I've ever owned, the easiest one to ever shoot was a Beretta 92. There was like no recoil to that, man. That's like. I love that gun. It's a little bit too big for me, so I sold mine off a long time ago. But that's the smoothest shooting 9mm I've ever owned.
Yeah. Oh, guy that comments asked me, can you still run a bolt gun comfortably? Now, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I've only been into guns for about 3 years. And even as old as I am, I lived in England for over 25 years. Then I lived here and didn't think about it. But anyway, I'm into guns now. I have never shot a bolt gun yet, so I couldn't tell you whether I can shoot one or not. So I shot a 50 caliber black powder rifle a couple of years ago over my cousin's house. That was great fun. So yeah. So that's where I was at. So we're losing everybody there. So we're going to wind this down. For I can go have my hamburgers with cheddar cheese. Oh, Patrick said, yeah, 22 LR is fun. I only had 50 rounds, but hell, I went through those so fast it was funny, But I was aiming at my target too, and it was about I had a 6-inch. I had 2 6-inch steel targets, and I was sitting 50 yards away. Man, those things were so small. I didn't hit them every time, but I hit them a couple times out of those 50. Well, more than a couple times out of those 50s. But towards the end on the I would say I was halfway through the second magazine. Then I just sort of let it rip. I just kept pulling that trigger as fast as I could pull it, and those 22s were going everywhere. I was having fun, Then I came home, and then later that evening I got all my cleaning stuff out and on my in front of the TV, and I cleaned all my guns. I cannot stand having a dirty gun. I clean them. When I was in Rhode Island one time, I stopped by the range and shot just one magazine out of this thing. Went home and cleaned it. Once I finished shooting, I cleaned it. I remember, as a kid, even though I wasn't into guns, and I remember my father telling me years ago when he was a youngster and lived here in Indiana, he had guns, and he said his father would never let him put a gun away dirty. So I remember him telling me that story, and for some reason that stuck in my head when I first got into guns. You never put a gun away dirty. So that's why I clean them every time I shoot them. No. I'm going to get a black powder gun. I'm looking at the Uberti Army 1860. I'm thinking of buying it at Sportsman's Guide because I have their membership there, and they let you pay it over 4 payments, and they send the gun out. As soon as you make your first payment, they send the gun to you. You don't have to make the 4, then get the gun, which I thought was pretty good. I want to get a lever action rifle. I'm thinking of 44 Magnum, because here in Indiana they changed the rules on. I'm taking up hunting, by the way. I've got my fishing and hunting license already, and I'm waiting for my doctor to call me up to come to pick up my form. I've applied for a hunter's disability permit here in Indiana, which means I can drive and shoot on federal land or state-owned land. I can shoot from the cab of my truck and stuff like that. So I've applied for that. But here they've changed the rules here on any land you shoot on. You can't use unless it's private land you shoot on. You can't use big calibers anymore. I don't know what they call them big, but like a 30-06 or 30-30. I don't think you can use those anymore. But you can use pistol caliber in a rifle. So I'm thinking of getting a 44 Magnum lever action. So that's where I was going with that. And what else do I need to get? Of course, and I'm thinking when I go to the NRA show, end of April, I'm going to be looking at other handguns for a smaller, well, not a, I'm saying smaller, but especially during the winter months. Now that the warmer is weathering up, but during the winter months, racking this slide it kills me. It kills my hands because of the arthritis. So I'm going to be looking at the Easy 380 that came out, that MP Smith & Wesson came out with, or looking at the Ruger, and I'm going to be looking at all them guns when I go to the NRA show, because I'm more likely to be getting one of those as a new carry gun, especially for the winter months when my hands are feeling stiff and stuff with the what you call it, feeling stiff with the arthritis. But anyway, there you go. I talked for another 10 minutes.
So you shutting down, Rick?
What?
You're about to shut down?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Rick, thanks for the link, buddy. I appreciate. Sorry for about being late.
That's all right. I'm glad you showed up. I mean, sometimes this will last for 2 hours, but it's I let it run to it's sort of like we're running out of stuff to talk about.
Like now?
Yeah. So, do you have anything you want to plug or anything?
No, I have nothing. I'm doing some more videos on my channel, and
I've been watching them.
I'm so busy at work and with raising my kids by myself. I just don't have much time. But I do enjoy y'all's videos and Kingpin's videos too. That last one, about the 1911, I enjoyed that quite a bit. Kingpin should do more videos, man. But thank you both, and I'll see you later. See you next week, Rick.
Yeah, see you.
Good talking to you, brother.
David,
all right.
Plugs or shout outs?
Yeah, obviously, let's make sure you guys check out, like, share, and subscribe. Rick's Life as I See It. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And go out and check Poor Conservatives channel. He's got some really cool stuff going on. Same with Seven Wonders and Andrew Faulkner. So check some of the people in the comment section. A lot of them make videos too, and they're all pretty good. So you should definitely check them out.
Okay, great. Also, if you guys like the show, if you haven't subscribe and give me the thumbs up. I would appreciate it on that. And I want to say thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And I believe G-Webs has his Minuteman University thing coming up later today. So just wanted to mention that. So we will see you all Wednesday, 7 p.m. for Shooting with Disabilities. See you all then. Thanks a lot, guys.